But okay, let's get started a little bit on this Trog challenge run, shall we? So we're gonna aim for 15 runes under Trog. I think I'm gonna go with a Ghoul here just for funsies. And we could start with claws and transition to axe, or we could head straight in. Probably best bet is starting with claws if we're just trying to play not necessarily totally optimally here. I'm the one behind the keyboard after all. That's not going to happen. But we'll play to our strengths to start out here, shall we? What's a good name for a Ghoul Berserker? I feel like we were already Beetlejuice, potentially on our first playthrough. I'm trying to remember all the theme names or puns that we might have used on the first go. You're just pondering Ghoul? Or you always had a soft spot for them? The hilarious rotting meat messages they used to get were so fun. For sure, yeah. And I've heard a lot of people suggest Ghouls for kind of early attempts at 15 rune victories, just because the undead, you know, having torment resistance is pretty nice. Mutation resistance as well, or rather being immune to mutation and just getting degeneration instead is pretty huge. Troglodyte. I do like troglodyte, but I think we'll take the first offer here with God I'm So Sorry's suggestion of Brad, of course, the scariest of names. And let's try that out, shall we? Can turn on unarmed combat pretty safely. In fact, that can just keep on training for the time being and get all set up. And let's just go for it, shall we? We'll want to swap into heavier armor the instant we come across it here, at least for the start of the run. And otherwise, should do all right. Wait, you can no longer immediately berserk with Trog? Interesting. I feel like it's been way too long since I played Trog, so I don't remember how anything goes, of course. Lovely friend here, and a general store to start us off. Curing Potion and Teleportation Scroll, both likely to be early contenders for buying here. Amulet of the Acrobat we'll throw on right away as well, just while we're at it here. And otherwise, we will kind of just blast our way through. Oh! I can't berserk because I'm a ghoul. Is that true? Because I don't have blood. How am I gonna get my blood rise on if I don't have any? Interesting. So Ghoul might not have actually been the best option. I also don't know if Trog's Hand works at all when enemies are nearby, since we lose our regeneration when there are enemies in sight. So this may have been the worst option I could have possibly gone with, but regardless, we're gonna roll with it for now. We're going to see if we can make it work and just dip hard into strength. We might have to put a little bit of attribute points into intelligence just to prevent stat drain as we get into the later stages of the game. But we'll burn that bridge when we get there. Right, Ghoul can Zerk, of course. To be fair, it's a rougher start, but no issue later. Exactly, yeah, as we kind of discussed earlier, Berserking becomes more of a risk than a benefit as you continue later in the game. So we should be fine, and even if Trog's Hand, the regeneration doesn't work out for us, we'll still be able to get the willpower out of it, and it potentially also just leaves us with even more piety to save for Brother in Arms, which is always pretty fantastic. And let us head back to that shop that we came across earlier, and I might just buy both these bad boys. Sure, we might come across some early pickups if we're lucky, or some other early shops, I should say, that we may wish to spend our hard-earned cash in, but I'm pretty happy with that to begin with. Trog's Hand and Berserk not working, for sure. Thought Trog's Hand was a special case to work. Potentially, we'll have to test it out once we have that available. It's definitely a special case when you're dealing with, like, when Deep Dwarves were still around, you know, Trog's Hand got around their inability to heal, so not being able to regenerate, you can avoid the repercussions by using Trog's Hand. But I'm curious, if somebody who has their natural regeneration inhibited, when I put it that way, that makes me think it will work on Ghoul, no? Maybe, just maybe? Regardless, we'll figure that out once we get a little bit closer to, for the time being. Ooh, let's not mess with an orc priest unless we get them alone. Okie dokie, yeah, that definitely hurts. Let's drink a potion of attraction. Nope, potion of curing. Murder this buddy and not head back down that stairwell. That was very stupid of me. You'd think I would have learned from Grunter the First that we don't mess with orc priests. But hey, sometimes you just gotta keep rolling the dice. And hey, there we go. That worked out a little bit better for us here. Wiki says Jivia's regen and Trog's hand function normally through all other external regeneration sources fail. Or though all other external regeneration sources fail. Okay, very cool. Then that very well will be a lifesaver as we continue moving forward. The +5 Robe of Misfortune. I mean, how often do you get a chance to wear that bad boy? Let's put it on very temporarily. I don't think that that's going to make it the distance by any stretch, but it's currently better than our ringmail. +2 addition to AC. It's also my first time, I think, on stream using the harm ego, so that's exciting. We'll see if we immediately learn to regret that. Oh, I could for once kill Natasha. I'm playing an evil character, but I don't think I have the heart to do it. We're just gonna leave the floor for now. Leave Natasha alive for another day here. Ooh, and I think I will run back real quick like to grab the plate armor for the future. That might be an option for us to switch into once we get over the meme of the Robe of Misfortune here. But we'll see. Unless we want to double down on the challenge here. Trog 15 rune run and we have to wear the Robe of Misfortune the whole time. It would be interesting to say the least, but probably not on the menu here. So it'd be a pretty big bonus for sure. An absolute pimp coat. We are looking good. And as we've covered many times in the past, that is the most important aspect of any DCSS run. You gotta be looking your best. Otherwise, why are we even here? Why not let Zot win if we're all just gonna be walking around in plate armor the whole time? You know, is it really living at that point? So we'll just make the best of it for now. I'll say a no to that black bear for the moment as well. Iguana's a bit more my speed, even though immediately showing their prowess there. Similarly, you can kill me in one hit, I'm guessing, with harm, no? I would assume? It just ends suddenly and without fanfare. Very, very true. Do I bother trying this out? It's still early days, so we could give it a go here. Maybe I'll leave you for the time being, my fellow magic gaming friend. We have cold resistance, so you I actually think I will fight. We're in a slightly better position to deal with you than normal. You don't want to fight Duvessa first, generally. I guess if we take you far enough away from your sibling, then it's not the end of the world. I lied, it might be the end of the world, folks. Harmbrand maybe was a little rough here for Brad. A little overambitious, to say the least. Maybe I could heal wounds, though? Okay. Do you follow me upstairs, or do you refuse to leave your brother? You refuse to leave your brother. That was probably, rather than heal wounds, we could have just taken that route in the first place, but that's fine. 40 times 1.2 is only 48. Think you can take a hit? Oh, it's only 1.2 damage? Thank you, Medicure, for the clarification there. Again, I'm very much a Harmbrand newbie here, so I don't actually know the way the numbers crunch, so I do appreciate you weighing in. Thank you for the additional context for sure. So you're saying there's a chance. Okay, no, Duvessa, no thank you. I'm looking to murder your brother. I want to hear your screams of rage. Because again, I am an evil, evil ghoul. Let's see. I'm guessing Dowen followed us. Stop hiding behind Duvessa. Gosh darn it. I want to see the spellcasters burned. Trog. Trog, give me luck. Oh, where the heck did you Kidley Wings go? Ah, there we go. Fantastic. Yep, okay. Kill you, and then I'm outie. Okay. Potion of Might is gonna have to come down here. Oh, geez, no, I'm dead. Oh, man, oh, man. Oh, you hadn't even known what harm did before you looked up specifically this robe? On the vast majority of harm brand users are newbies, because anyone who used it for long is no more. Possibility of slowing corrode on taking damage is scarier to you than the harm, to be honest. Yeah, unfortunately. Oh, Rapier of Holy Wrath. Oh, that does it. Berserk and Holy Wrath? That's not great. Oh, Brad. Brad is too beautiful for this world, indeed. Oh, poor Brad. I knew him well. Well, could give that one more quick shot here to start off. Goodbye, Brad. You will be missed. And let's hop in once more for a quick start here with troglodyte. I like that. That's clever. Zerk Holy Wrath harm boosted rapier. Yeah, that's a problem, to say the least. Or we could take the other track and say, what could you possibly be talking about? We were in the prime of our youth there. I don't see how we possibly, it's just unlucky at the end of the day. Definitely not deserved by any stretch of the imagination. Let's not be too crazy now. Okay, dokie, but we'll murder our new friends here, and we should once again be able to blitz our way through the early parts of the dungeon here. Let's just be on a lookout this time for maybe some Holy Wrath branded weapons. Love the Aquaman get up. Yeah, just representing. Oh, that's super funny. We are wearing the brand here. Let's go for the Quokka kill. Like I said, just gonna blast our way through the early dungeon, not a care in the world. Brad maybe deserved a second try because that was a pretty early death, but I'm gonna 100% say that troglodyte definitely got the short end of the stick there, so let's try that again. Early ringmail is much better. Got the Quokka kill, sorta, in one sense. Quokka and kill were in the same sentence there for a bit, for sure. Maybe not in the general order we'd like the words to appear, but regardless, I will take it. Okay, that was just a bit of gold. I was wondering what was hidden away in the statues there. And perfect. Can't argue with a name like troglodyte. Pretty fantastic. Ooh, evasion ring, also wonderful. Wow, the character creation process took 2 whole minutes that time. Well timed for the very clearly first attempt on troglodyte. Exactly, yeah. Just took a bit there to come to our senses and decide on how we wish to run the character. Definitely nothing else funky going on there. Let's not get too bent out of shape. Early cloak is also nice to get that extra little bit of AC for the early dungeon here, so that should be fantastic. And there we go. That's a bit more what I would come to expect for a D1. Ghoul with claws is pretty hard to fight with. Even without the Berserk from Trog, we're still in a fairly decent spot for overall damage with the natural Claws 2 mutation, of course. It's been a long time in general since we played a Ghoul, actually. Not since our Great Player series. We're just re-rolling for a more dapper outfit color. Exactly. That's really the only explanation at the end of the day. But perfect. Let's see what else we come up against. There is a war axe here if we wish to change gears any earlier than expected. Though again, I'm feeling pretty happy about keeping unarmed in the short term, and maybe swapping out to an axe once we get to the point where we're trying to clear out large swaths of enemies in one go. Hey, Dr. Pirate, how's it going? It's been a hot minute for sure. I hope you've been well. Always love to hear from our best one-eyed medical professional. But yeah, just fantastic to see you, my friend. And so far, no real issues. We are just blasting our way. It's been ages. Yeah, you're good, thanks. How have I been? I've been fantastic. Work is going well. Life is going well. Definitely slowly but surely getting life under control. Spent most of my adult life just in panic mode, not knowing what the heck to do with myself. So always happy to see that for sure. And of course, DCSS has been just fantastic recently. The 15 rune runs have been a lot of fun, especially the one that we just finished off earlier in today's stream. Gunter the second was some fantastic stuff. Whoa, did we just assume that all pirates only have one eye? What do you mean? What's wrong with that? That's just a fact. Right? That's not in no ways an overgeneralization of an entire group of people. Pirates factually only have one eye. Or they have one eye, maybe they have another, but they have one eye, that's for sure. That we can all agree on, I think. Unless they have no eyes. Maybe I should be more open-ended to all of our no-eyed pirates out there. Maybe that was the main issue. Pirate does only have one eye. You better call him Lawyer Pirate. You need to hear this. Well, let's not get Lawyer Pirate on my case. They'll definitely get to the bottom of it. Even though in many ways that is just Dr. Pirate. But okie dokie, Dungeon 3, done and dusted here, not going too bad. Let's not even get me started on my opinion on the number of legs pirates have. But now if they had no eyes, they'd be a prate. Oh, you're not wrong, my friend, you're not wrong. Oh, that is fantastic. I knew we had to keep digging there. There was a joke yet to be had. Appreciate it. We didn't let it go. Oh, and every time I see a spellbook on a Trog worshipper, I get so sad. I wish we could still light spellbooks on fire. I mean, let's be completely clear here. I am not a proponent of book burning in any sense of the action, unless you're a Trog follower, because books are for nerds. And it was actually, in some interesting ways, it was the closest Trog followers got to being spellcasters, specifically fire elementalists, because it was kind of a poor man's conjure flame spell, which was wild. Origin, yeah. Using spellbook tossing as an angry man's conjure flame was pretty great. Just throwing spellbooks at things and making Trog light them on fire. See, I don't remember the throwing part. That's so interesting, because I do remember being able to throw basically anything. Those were definitely the good old days. Specifically, I miss being able to throw potions. That's one that was just fantastic, especially since I've played transmuters all the time back then, so that I could just evaporate the bodies of my foes and turn them into fuel for the flames. That's really fun. Books for the untalented who can't even figure out magic by themselves. Exactly. What is even the point? Words, who needs them? But okay, this time around, let's risk the ogre fight. At the very least, don't have the harm ego putting us into danger close territory. And indeed, it does not go too poorly at all. Spike Club? Could have gone worse, but I'm glad to see it. Also, holy moly, I've not been paying attention. I didn't do any of my usual routine, folks. What the heck is wrong with me? Just too hopped up on the Grunch for the second victory to even remember our usual flow here. So we'll also drop a quick morgue, just so in the last little bit of the stream here, anyone who wishes to join from home can of course do so by just following the seed that will be up on the screen in but a jiffy here, just a few moments. It's not ready for a new run today, seeing as how I've not navigated all the way to our morgue folder here, but if you will just give me a moment of your time, the slightest bit of patience. Oh gosh, computer, you can do it. Here we go, troglodyte. And we will copy this bad boy over. And there you go, now on the screen. For, again, any of you folks who like to play along at home, always love to hear about your escapades, as long as we do our best not to spoil things. For myself here, it's always fun to see what the dungeon throws at us, live and surprised. But fantastic. There we go. Now that we've actually gone our usual routine, we're picking stuff up as the great Lord Trog intended. We should be in a much better spot. Ooh, I will take the chainmail. Also, Lork could murder me, but maybe they won't. Especially if I murder you first, my friend. Fantastic. And not going too poorly at all. We're up to 4 pips of piety. We're slowly but surely getting brothers in arms to a castable state. And cold resistance, of course, being fantastic against all these white imps as they come up for us. Not too shabby. And okie dokie. We're also playing the opposite of the Ghoul, Null character that we were talking about, seeing as how, as the Ghoul, doing mostly unarmed, we, what's the word I'm looking for? We have no interesting exchanges of weapons, and we're just going to be using claws for the majority of the run here. Just saving up all the weapon swapping excitement for the future. Thanks God, I'm so sorry for using the very outdated Cult of the Lamb redemptions. Again, now I just can't get rid of it. There's a while there where I was like, oh, I definitely should just remove the extension. But now I feel like, who doesn't want contributions to their cult's totem? You know what I mean? We don't have to be playing Cult of the Lamb to appreciate that. So thank you. My undead friends. Come one, come all. Oh, I probably should have killed the spear user while I had the opportunity, but doesn't really matter in the long run. And we'll keep stacking up our strength for now. Again, with the caveat that at some point in the future, we're definitely going to have to put something into intelligence or get lucky enough to have the equipment to kind of solve our weaknesses for us. Regardless, that's a little low for us, and degeneration becomes a very quick problem, especially since mutations, rather than mutating our flesh, will of course just cause just such a thing to happen. So we may be losing stats like mad. Do ghouls' claws level up? I don't believe so. I think they just have level 2 claws from start to end, if I remember correctly. As always, anyone who knows better, definitely reach out and correct me, since I'm not always in the right boat there. I have a very loose knowledge of the game. It's all memory based and not very good memory at that. Delphon confirming that they do not naturally level up to level 3 claws. So definitely good to note. Oh, hello, my holy friend. Goodbye. Kind of avoiding the eel for the moment here. If we had a wand of flame, I'd feel slightly different about that. Also, I totally forgot to put on our chainmail, so let's do that now. 11 AC is not too bad, for sure. Could get a lot better, and hopefully will as we continue forward. In fact, why do I phrase it like that? If it doesn't get better, if we're at 11 AC for the entire game, then we've, by and large, done something exceptionally wrong. That's sandbagging to the nth degree if I pretend that that is a potential outcome for us in the future. And let's just plop up here. Again, we're just going to ignore our eel friend for the moment here, for the time being, and just try to explore the rest of the floor, unless... Anyone up for some unagi? Love the smell of steamed eels in the morning. Can I even hit you? Does this go through the plant? I would assume not, based on that message. Unfortunately, this son of a gun does go through the plant, but... Let's, roast you and toast you. And... Same with you, my friend. Get toasted. Fantastic. Oh, I can't even use staves? Kind of forgot that, Trog. Not a stickman, hey? No Unga Bungain today? Fair enough. I guess it would have some sense of magical enchantment to the stick smack, so fair enough. Let's not cause any issues here today, shall we?